Hello and welcome back to Clean Hands, Clear Future. I'm David.
Hi, I'm Becca.
And I'm Sarah. And today we are talking about a disease that we really hoped we'd seen the back of, or at least had under a really tight control. That's right, you might have guessed, it's measles.
So let's kick off the basics. Measles, or rubeola, is a highly contagious viral illness caused by the measles virus. It's a paramyxovirus of the genus morbillivirus.
Right, so it spreads through respiratory droplets when someone coughs or sneezes. And get this, it's so contagious that if one person has it, up to 90% of the people close to them who aren't immune will also become infected.
It's what we call in the biz down with the kids there, what we call airborne transmission with a vengeance. It's just called air transmission. We just added the vengeance bit. The virus can linger in the air for up to 2 hours after the infected person has left the area. So essentially, it's a nightmare for closed indoor spaces.
Measles isn't new, it's ancient. It's thought to have evolved from a rinderpest-like virus in cattle and jumped to humans around 1,500 years ago.
Before the introduction of the measles vaccine, which was in 1963, major epidemics occurred every 2 to 3 years, and measles was responsible for around an estimated 2.6 million deaths each year worldwide.
Fast forward to the early 2000s, and thanks to mass immunisation programmes, measles was eliminated from many countries, including the UK. At least for a while.
But unfortunately, elimination doesn't mean eradication. It means we weren't seeing endemic transmission. And now, with declining MMR vaccination rates, it's back with a vengeance.
Okay, so let's walk through what measles looks like. It starts with what we call the prodromal phase, a fever, a cough, a runny nose, and conjunctivitis.
And then you get those cope-like spots in the mouth. They're tiny white lesions that are kind of like a warning sign before the full body rash appears.
The maculopapular rash usually starts from the hairline and spreads downwards. From there, the virus can cause complications like pneumonia, encephalitis, or even death, especially in young children and immunocompromised individuals.
And don't forget subacute sclerosing panencephalitis, a rare but fatal degenerative condition that can appear years after infection. Scary stuff.
There's no specific antiviral treatment for measles. Management is mostly supportive, so hydration, rest, vitamin A supplementation in children, and treating complications as they arise.
But, and it's a big but, measles is vaccine preventable. 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, measles, mumps and rubella, are about 97% effective at preventing the disease.
But the problem is we're now seeing an increase in vaccine hesitancy, and this is a huge issue for us IPC professionals. Without herd immunity, which requires about 95% uptake of the vaccine, the virus is finding footholds in our communities.
So let's talk about IPC in the context of a measles exposure. Because measles is airborne, we need high-level respiratory precautions.
Exactly. That means FFP3s or N95 respirators, eye protection, long sleeve gowns and gloves for anyone entering the room of a suspected or a confirmed case. Ideally, these patients would be isolated in negative pressure rooms.
And if someone has been exposed, you've got a 72-hour window to administer the MMR vaccine as post-exposure prophylaxis or immunoglobulin if the person's immunocompromised.
So here's the elephant in the room: vaccine apathy. This isn't just about hardcore anti-vaxxers anymore. It's also people who just don't see measles as a threat. It's been out of sight, out of mind.
That's exactly it. And you could say that vaccines are a victim of their own success, especially something like the MMR, which is so effective. But unfortunately, outbreaks in London, parts of Europe, and even the US are showing us that measles is very much still a threat.
And from an IPC perspective, this creates real problems. We can't rely on just clean hands and masks alone. Population level immunity is our best line of defense. That means improving health literacy, reaching underserved populations, and working closely with primary care to boost vaccine uptake.
So measles may seem like a disease from the past, but it's knocking on the door of the present. And it's our job as IPC specialists, educators and healthcare professionals to help keep that door shut.
Vaccines work, clean hands matter, and understanding the risks is the first step towards better prevention.
And as always, if you're working in healthcare, speak up, advocate for protection, and never underestimate the power of the force. I mean the power of education. That's it for today's episode of Clean Hands, Clear Future. If you enjoy the show, as with all the others, please leave us a review or a 5-star rating.
Stay safe, stay smart, and stay sanitized.
See you later.
So measles isn't new, it's ancient. It's thought to have evolved from is this rinderpest?
I would say rinderpest, but then I kept thinking of that judge.
Judge Rinder. Yeah. Okay, I'll start that again.
Could apply.
So do you think it is Rinder?
I would say Rinder.
Rinderpest. Is this Koplik?
I'd say Koplik.
Koplik.
Sorry.
You'd say what?
Koplik.
Do you reckon Koplik?
Let's go outside. The maculopapular rash usually starts at the hairline and spreads downwards. That would be a struggle for me because my hairline starts way back. From there, the virus can cause complications like pneumonia, encephalitis, or even death, especially in young children and immune. And if someone has been exposed, you've got about a 72-hour... What's wrong with me today? And from an IPC perspective, this creates real problems. We can't rely on clean hands and masks alone, which we kind of found out during the pandemic to a certain extent. Population-level immunity is our best line of defence, which is where it completely differs from the pandemic. This means improving health literacy, reaching undeserved? Yeah, you don't get it, you're poor. And as always, if you're working in healthcare, please speak up, try and advocate for protection, and never underestimate the power of education. I was going to say underestimate the power of the force, but that's not this podcast. So that's it for today's episode of Clean Hands, Clear Future. Be sure to check out the show. There isn't any show notes. I forgot to take that bit out.